and it's still neutral in pH, and that's your water again. So we're taking all those steps and all those different spray bottles and all that nonsense and reducing it down to one step. So after 60 seconds, the surface is totally sanitized, and that's gonna kill the vast majority of the things that the kids are picking up or putting down as far as illness. After a full 10 minutes, just sitting there, it is fully disinfected, which means it's like surgical room ready. It's gonna kill everything from hepatitis to herpes to HIV 1 and 2, also all your common cold, flus, MRSAs, staphs, the whole nine. So the vast majority, 60 seconds is totally fine, 10 minutes for the full battery of everything it can possibly kill. Once you're done with that diaper changing succession and you've sanitized for 60 seconds between each kid, at the end you're just gonna mist the surface, let it air dry. After 10 minutes, it's fully disinfected. You're also gonna use the NDC on anything that would be considered a tabletop, or anything like you would use Lysol on, like a light switch or a door handle or any hard surface like chairs and whatnot. The big one is pink eye. Once you get pink eye, it just keeps coming all the way around. It's like you can't shake it. I had a director that kind of figured it out. When little kids get on chairs or potties, what do? They grab the side of the chair and they oochie scoochie off, and they grab underneath the table and pull themselves in. It's gonna be a pain, but you're gonna wanna flip those tables, mist, and just let it air dry. And then also you're gonna wanna mist, especially the bottoms and the sides of the chairs. And when they go to the bathroom, like you take the whole class to the bathroom, you're gonna wanna, in between each kid, mist the side of the commode and the toilet seat. when pink eye is running through, don't let them flush their own toilet. Don't let them touch anything. They go to the bathroom, they walk straight to the sink, have the water gently running for them so they don't have to touch the handles, because that's another place where they're always just picking it up from. If you have automatic soap dispensers, like they don't have to touch anything, that's fine. If not, just have a teacher pump soap into their hand, have them wash their hands really, really well, put it under the water, and then hand them a paper towel and let them dry their hands. If you do this, it's a pain, but you will cut that double circle of that pink eye just coming around and around and around. This is also really good to mist like play equipment, like indoor, outdoor play equipment. And then if a kid has an accident or like throws up on the carpet after it's cleaned up, you're gonna wanna open this and really saturate that spot, because you want it to get all the way down to the bottom of that nap. Because if you just missed it, you're gonna kill the bacteria and the virus on the surface, but it's not gonna kill it all the way down. And just quarantine that area until it's dry, but after 10 minutes, whatever it is, it's not living anymore. So anything that's a hard surface or a table, you're gonna wanna use NDC. Anything that you would deem a toy, you're gonna wanna use the no rinse sanitizer, because no matter if it's supposed to go in the kid's mouth, probably gonna go in the kid's mouth. So you don't want that cleaner and that soapy taste. You want a no rinse sanitizer to go on anything that's a toy, because there's no bleach in it. You can do plushies, you can do just about anything. But then you'll have like the board books and the Doug and Melissa, like wooden puzzles. Because you're getting about a thimble full of cleaner and the rest is water, you don't want to saturate a board book. So what I suggest is, I call it the perfume method, like misting it up in the air and then like wafting that puzzle in that mist. Same thing with the board book, just kind of like mist it and just sort of shake the board book in that fallout and then just let it air dry. At the end of the day or the middle of the day, whenever it is that you're cleaning all your toys, what you're gonna wanna do is get a table, mist the table with the no rinse sanitizer, lay out the toys, mist one side, flip them, mist the other, mist the inside of the bin if it's like one of those big plastic bins. Let it air dry overnight if you can, and then in the morning scrape all the toys, like have the bins right there so you can just scrape them all back in and put them in the classroom. What you don't want to do is take the bin, mist it, shake, 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 missed it again. Because there is so much water, the disinfectant will evaporate off, and then you're left with a bunch of water at the bottom that turns into a gooey nightmare. And then you'll see over the course of the year, it seems like these toys are starting to get like this film on them. What that is, the national average for like the hardness of water, which means like minerals, calcium, lime, iron, the national average is 200. Dallas is 440. Fort Worth is over 500. So we have some of the hardest water in the country. I'm sure your appliances, you see it like your shower head is constantly has like calcium buildup in it. That just means there's a bunch of like calcium and lime left over from the water. And it's really just a good indication it's a time to take the toys to like get a bucket of good old fashioned soap and water and give them a good old fashioned scrubbing. It's not because there's leftover chemical on it, it's just the water. Trying to think. Neutral disinfectant cleaner, 60 seconds for sanitizing, 10 minutes for fully disinfecting. Make sure we're using fresh paper towels when we're wiping down these surfaces. There is no bleach. I'm trying to make sure, because there's a little quiz you're going to take, that I'm reiterating all of these answers.
It's on the bench there.
And do they do the Discover, or does...
They have they do. They have a Discover can. And there's a can right there. That's what I was going to show you.
Yes. And I'm going to get another one shipped to you. Sorry, ADD. So this is Discover. This is not Lysol. This is like $20 a can. So Lysol's claim to fame is kills on contact. That's what these do. These kill anything on the surface. This kills everything in the air. So anything that's airborne, like strep, rotavirus, RSV, COVID, a lot of the flu type Bs. So at the end of the day, you're going to want to start at the back corner of the classroom and say, this is the opposite side. You're going to walk catty corner, just briskly walking out of the room, spraying up in the air, and you're going to see it's going to plume out and go up. Whereas like a Lysol will have a really heavy fallout. It's going to seek out in your room anything in the air, encapsulate it, pull it to the surface, and kill it on the surface. It will light on the surface, so you're going to get a little double dipping on the sanitizing. It will evaporate off, so it's no need to wipe anything down. But again, this is not to be sprayed on door handles. Just think it is strictly for the air. Another thing is, and I'm sure this never happens here, but it's happening anywhere else, that kid walks in, and you're like, well, that kid is sick. I know that kid is sick. You can see it in their little baby eyes. They've had Tylenol, or they haven't had the onset of the fever yet. They wake up from a nap, it's 102 fever. 90% of the time, they've got strep throat, and that is highly, highly airborne. If you can get the kids out of the room for a minimum of 10 minutes, take them on a buggy ride, take them to the playground, take them
To the gym, yeah.
walking around, whatever. Have a teacher spray that room down, doing the same thing you do at closing. It will help keep you from getting it, and maybe a couple of other kids or anybody else getting it. If you have asthma or you have like respiratory issues, do not be the one to spray this. Anytime you marry a disinfectant with an aerosol product, I don't care if it's Lysol, Oust, whatever, it can be an asthmatic trigger. Don't spray this with the kids in the room. That is a real fun way to find out that kid had asthma and no one knew. I'm not saying that would happen. I just err to be overcautious than undercautious, because a lot of people will spray Lysol in the room with the kid. It's not a good idea. It's just not that anything would happen, but you don't want to find out. Are there any questions? Yes.
My room has a rug, and all the kids sit on the rug. You know, they lay around, marking their nose and all. I've been using that second one, the NBC one.
Yes, that when you're not sure, is this a toy? Is this a hard surface thing? Default to the NBC. It is the I don't say the better, but it has more of the soap and water and the neutrality, and it is a stronger disinfectant. Um, and it's totally fine every so often to miss those rugs and
We should
everything.
do it before the kids come in.
Yeah.
Because I have, I've got 2, 3, 4, I got
7 classes.
classes.
Yeah.
So, spring is, I usually do it this fall, but maybe I should be doing, trying to do that occasionally.
Yeah, and this is just gonna give you more, and because it has more wetness to it, it has a tendency to absorb further down. There is a specific area, or a kid contracted something and was sitting on his number or letter, you can kind of douse that surrounding, not douse, but like really heavy spray that surrounding area, just to make sure. You can spray the cots with these if you want to, if they're like school blankets, and if you want to, besides washing them before you put them in the washer, spray them down, especially for the things that are so easily contracted.
Yeah.
Some things are a lot more contagious than others.
If I'm spraying that on my rug, should my rug be cleaned like once a month or something, other than the vacuum?
It's personal preference. I wouldn't go too far. Like I'm going to take this to the dry room. Don't do all that, Yeah, it will evaporate off. The water will. Is there anything else?
The quiz is behind you
Oh,
on the blue sheet of paper.
okay.
That helps. Oh, I didn't know if you needed to see the question.